Part 3 in What Barbie Gets Right about male psychology. I believe it's John Gottman that said, in a healthy dynamic, you need at least 7 positive interactions out of 10 interactions in total to continue to have a healthy dynamic. And of course, if you're having that many positive interactions, it's going to be a lot easier to broach any of these kind of feelings. But then what do you do when you're in a situation where you don't have those positive interactions happening? I don't give advice on relationships because that's not my area of expertise. I more work in the domain of your relationship with yourself, which is affected by and affects every other domain of your life. But one person I've seen who seems really good at this, they've mastered this, is Mina Irfan with the Universe Guru. And she said that when you're in that stalemate situation where you don't have those good interactions going, downgrade the relationship from a relationship to roommates if you're living together, or just downgrade it to the lowest level of the relationship so that you release that expectation and pressure on the other person and just focus on yourself. Focus on building small interactions that can even be a little bit positive, because without that foundation, without that ground, you can't get into the weeds, you can't get into the more tricky things. And that method that she mentioned was preparing for the eventual end of the relationship that could potentially be inevitable, and without holding on and making the situation worse. And she said in most cases they were able to turn it around using that method. So there definitely is hope in that situation. However, if you're in the second type of situation, which is inherently toxic, you're dealing with someone who isn't invested in the relationship, who's really only there to get what they can from it, then it's really a different story. But there's good news here too. Even if you can't change the other person, you can change yourself. You can take back that agency and that power to make decisions that can benefit you, instead of worrying about the other person and having them being the focus. So this was mostly discussion, and I'll get back into the article in the next part.